Joining us now, Democratic Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey. Cory, after such a powerful day yesterday, where the impeachment managers laid out moment by moment what happened, I just want to ask you, what was January 6th like for you? What was your experience of the events?
Well, it was difficult to relive it in a way. It was a very emotional moment, and you looked around the chamber, as I did often, and you just see on both sides of the aisle members deeply affected by what we were seeing. And then, of course, we were on that floor, so we did not know all the dots that they connected about what was going on outside, what was going on in the White House. And that was what was so damning to me, to realize that in the midst of an insurrection, in the midst of murderous, violent people who came to kill, dressed in army fatigues and armed with, tasers and bear spray, Donald Trump did not call on them to stop. He actually further fueled that murderous rage by tweeting in real time things like that his vice president had, in a sense, betrayed them. Those tweets were read out loud while Vice President Pence was hiding with his family. And so when you start to see these actions that Donald Trump took during the siege, you not only see a person that was inciting the riot, but in that sense, even directing it towards individuals. And that, to me, is such a profound betrayal of his oath, of his obligations, and of this nation.
You have Republican counterparts who are still unmoved, even after all of that laid out in plain sight. What do you say to your Republican counterparts who will not vote to impeach despite everything that we saw and that you all experienced?
There are moments in American history that are not partisan ones, that are moral ones. This is a moral moment. What happened in our country will be talked about for generations to come. And if we ignore this, if we excuse it, if we do nothing, we invite this horror back on our country again. This is a moment where we need profiles in courage. And we know that if this was a President Obama who fueled lies in the face of dozens of judges of his own appointments who'd said it was a lie, if it was President Barack Obama who fueled lies and people in his own party, governors and Secretary of States, if we had a President Obama who incited people to come to the Capitol because he said it would be wild and told them to fight like hell, and if those people who stormed the Capitol were majority black, we know that some of those folks who want to ignore, excuse, and turn a page, we know what their posture would be in this moment. And so I just know, ringing in my ears, is that quote that we all know. The only thing necessary for evil to be triumphant is for good people to do nothing. The murder of Brian Sicknick was evil. The deaths that happened at our Capitol was evil. The assault on this sacred citadel that I'm standing in right now was an assault on what is good and decent in our country. And so this is a moral moment. History will judge whether we show courage to simply tell the truth and hold accountable the person who is responsible, because we all know that but for Donald Trump, but for his actions over the weeks and days leading into that, and then in the hours of the actual assault, but for him, this would not have happened.
Senator, it's Willie. It's good to see you this morning. We've heard, and you just mentioned, reports of some Republican senators who were moved to tears in some cases by what they saw in that room yesterday. I'm sure you talked to a few of them. There is a group, and we heard from them loudly last night, who will be moved by nothing they see. Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio, Ron Johnson, you know the list of characters. But is it your sense that there are persuadable Republicans still, that there are people who watched the evidence yesterday, who watched the video yesterday, who will see the presentation from House managers today and could be moved to convict Donald Trump?
So I'm not going to fix myself in any certitude in this moment, because I definitely think that there are higher forces calling to the conscience of my colleagues. I have been surprised on the Senate floor before. I saw an aging and ailing John McCain turn against the tides of his party and choose patriotism when it came to the health care of millions of Americans. I was very surprised, I'll be frank with you, by the words of Mitch McConnell on the night, the firm rebuke of President Trump that he issued. So I don't know. At the end of the day, I love my country and I love the Senate as much as people want to criticize it and bash it. I wouldn't be serving my life years in this institution if I didn't believe in the possibility to do great things and to make our nation a more beloved community. So I just want to say, let's wait and see, be hopeful, but also realistic.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.